to fucking further, but first I must attend to the matter of the false settlement. Kapikulu has reduced this so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it's conveyed to its post along with some few lesser constructs. My sisters, do not tell me they passed me yet rolls free. No, it was us. Shifty eyes. It's such guilty face, it surely wasn't you who's responsible with this. Oh. Because our brother shall see it done immediately. Will soon be secure once more. Now I believe you have questions. Get some of it. It's still functional, yes? Force lost in the water with my magic. Such power must not fall into the wrong hand. To keep the gate hidden from the outside world. A little to speak of is to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. Only the lowest of void sense, and from this side no man could be able to pass through. I speak often with Fid for the push. Besides, only one considers the true destruction hinges upon the etheric destiny of the soul in transit. Expanding their dimension, immunity upon on sending your simulacrum 13th. What it means to control it. By which my magic would manipulate the fissure and transform it into serviceable gates. It's like you've given up searching for Athija. There's no need to preserve such esoteric and dangerous knowledge. So what, next to the Crystal Tower, this once the sorry entry was beaten back, however, the Covenant broken and the doorway served as it was connected to the void. I can negate by forging a new pact with enough voice in it, but such deeds end in betrayal and death. Oh, this is where the Xenos' Reaper comes in, isn't it? In the first place. It was a Cillian's idea. I started got so huge chasing tails of undersea ruins. I've been adding to this troll for years, little by little, and by the time it's come to spend it, and I might make my people suffering. Yeah, shouldn't hoard it. You gotta rebuild. Is that right? To conduct a close examination of the gate, I would not. There's no attempt to open it, of course. Good job. Indeed, so the Lubbers would be anxious to receive my reports, so I beg my leave of you. And you have to get back to Cryo. Right. Come back to the Annex as soon as you're able. Yep, and that will be the 24-man raid. Which I'll do tomorrow since it's on the server's gonna be done pretty soon. May I take the Chronicle of Ericus, Myth of the Realms. Alright. That's gonna be later, I wanna finish the MSQ. Just use... You need to make it for the construction report. Employment as recompense. Follow his example. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Oh, Sulkin. Nice deed. Chaos? Golbez? That Golbez? I know the shoulder pads anywhere and that helmet. What are you doing here? Throne of Earth, I sense the breaching of a gate. It was not instigated from this side to this. Don't open from the other. The full fiends. I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny part is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. Oh, they're from the 13th. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have awaited is nigh on 10,000 years. Do not let it slip our grasp. We must not underestimate who has bested the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by a covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. None come, I would drown the world and watch his flesh bursting gasp for breath in his final moment. Knight in black. It's Golbez! He seals our road, but forget not our cause. Our struggle beneath the sunless sky. Remember why we succeed, not our will to fight. This time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Alright. 7.0 Golbez.
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadar's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. Made aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None was spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Kalzal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come.
I think it's an orphanage.
Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Taxes levied them on trade profits in exchange for your investments. It takes a village. Illustrated orphanage was funded to trade in highly coveted goods. Yeah, I helped with that.
Of course, we can draw on trading profits to build a new institution. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Something decree. Semi-consult seems appropriate. Want to honor one of your most successful merchants.
A successful merchant? I believe I see thy reasoning. Kalzal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Narad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor. Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics. From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
A device.
You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the walls separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many Voidsent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
And that's where this alright. So this cutscene comes in. Explanation.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul, We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
Look.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th.
Makes sense.
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Am I gonna be a testing dummy?
Were you not listening to my fear? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Adventure with you still are. Count me in.
I had a feeling you might say that. Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single Void Scent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daimir was overseeing the project.
Daimir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daymir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
Of course.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
It's just have known them. Got his favorite place to sneak around. Restrictions just here, no one on.
Yes, it may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
Just down to me and you stole her. Like back when I started AR. Limsa.
Let us be on our way as well.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?